What is going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 7 of Road to Becoming a Full-Time Trader. It's SquireTrades here. It's August 16th, 3:45 p.m., 15 minutes until the market closes. And we're here. We had a great week. We passed an evaluation. We got our payout approved. And moving into next week, we've got 2 PAs ready to go, ready to grind, ready to get after it. With this week came, honestly, for me, not much opportunity. I didn't take any executions on my PA. I only took the one trade on an eval and passed that. And you know what? I'm grateful for that. I don't need to sit here every day and take a bunch of trades. I don't care. I'll trade once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week. I'll trade as many times as my model presents, and I won't trade anything outside of that. I'll save you with all of that and just move swiftly forward into price from a higher time frame perspective. I believe that at this point, this week, I was calling for a short bias. I wanted to see us respect this fair value gap here and continue our move down. Unfortunately, we did not continue our move down to these externals. We didn't continue our move down to the equilibrium of this larger price leg here. One moment to draw that. We did not come down into equilibrium. We've not came down into OTE of this wider range that spans from 2 years ago. We just came down, we swept these externals, and now we're making our displacement move back up. At this point, I think we have a couple options, right? I no longer have a bearish bias going into next week. I officially have a long bias. We came down, swept these lows, nice, cool, swept that sell side liquidity, swept that external. Now we're making a displacement move up. We've pretty much officially disrespected this fair value gap, so that gap no longer exists. It actually now becomes an inverse fair value gap. You also have this fair value gap up here as well to support price in the bearish direction. I don't think this is going to hold at all. Your market structure shift is down here. This is where we had our market structure shift originally on this weekly time frame. That being said, I prefer to see fair value gaps made after a market structure shift like this. So in this example, right, you come up, you make a low, you make a high, right? And then right here was our fair value gap above the market structure shift, right? Because this is where your market structure shift would be. Boom, right? That's the market structure shift right here, this swing low. And then you have the fair value gap created above the market structure shift, right? That's not what I like to see. What I like to see, if we just keep running with the same exact example here, is something like this. That's what I like to see. Because now you've displaced. That's the key word, displacement. You've displaced through the market structure shift, right? You swept this buy-side liquidity. You displaced market structure shift. Now you've created a fair value gap somewhere in here, right? And then you've created a breaker here for a unicorn setup. And now this right here, this whole big thing here is a beautiful short model. We didn't get that short model. We got this model. This is not a good model. This fair value gap to me, that's above this market structure shift. And I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this for a reason, so pay attention. It needs to be below the market structure shift or a part of it. I do not care about this fair value gap. In my head going into next week, I don't even think that this is going to push price down. I would not be shocked to see us just continue, right? Continue, blow through that fair value gap, come up here and sweep these all-time highs at 21,000. And then at that point, right, we're going to come up, do our thing here. Now I want to see the bearish move down here, right? And this model here looks exactly like this model here, right? And that's because this is what I like to see. I like to see this. I like to see this breaker right here. I like to see a fair value gap get created here. I like to see us retest the fair value gap. And then we can come down here and we can target, what are these? This is an external swing low, right? What is an external swing low? That's also like saying, oh, imagine that. That is sell side liquidity. Can you believe that? Right? So once you start digging into this, you can see how it just all kind of runs together. But here's the thing, right? I don't need this to be right. I don't care if this is right. I don't care if we don't continue our price leg up. And I also don't care if we continue our price leg down. What's it make a difference to me? I'm a futures trader. I can trade short and I can trade long just the same as I can. It makes no difference what direction we go to me. I said this fair value gap doesn't mean anything to me right here, right? And it doesn't. But that doesn't mean I would hate for it to hold, right? We could come up here, come back down, right? Who knows what's going to happen here? We could see this for all I know. And so what if we do? There's opportunity in this, right? Look at this. Sweep your buy side liquidity here. Then you displace. There's a fair value gap here, right? You've got, if you come over here, if you just forget about this piece of price action I've just drawn, if you come over here, right? Swing high, swing low, swing high, displace through this, right? Now you're looking at another fair value gap. You see? And you're also looking at right here. What is this? You got a break of structure. You've got a market structure shift right there, So it's just, you've got all these different scenarios that could play out. And hopefully one of those that I've just said is right. But even if I'm not right and the market magically all in 1 week just decides we want to die and goes like this, then whatever. You know what I mean? I don't make the rules. I don't tell the market what to do. And I just, at the end of the day, actually at the beginning of the day, I come in, I observe, I'm patient, I wait for my model, and I take it when it presents. I can't stress that enough. But really quickly, let's just review some of the price action from today. Come into today, Friday, August 16th, like I said in the intro. We're looking here at 8:30. Originally, I did have a long bias. I wanted to see us come down. There's a 4-hour fair value gap here, right, that we've ended up supporting price in. I wanted to see us come down into this 4-hour fair value gap on the 15-minute chart, which we did. And then I wanted to see a market structure shift followed by a fair value gap, right? So you've got your swing low, swing high, right? Swing low, swing high, swing low, displace through it. I would call this right here your market structure shift. It's not a clean one. It's not beautiful. It's not an A+++ setup in the world by any means, but you do have your market structure shift there. Then you've also got your fair value gap left behind. And at this point, right, if you replay back to what I was seeing in real time, immediately in the first 15-minute candle that came, the second 15-minute candle that came down into this imbalance, retested this fair value gap, what happened? It got disrespected. And at the moment that this fair value gap here gets disrespected on the 15-minute chart, and if you're unfamiliar with what I mean by disrespected, what I mean is it comes down and the body of the candle disrespects the fair value gap. When I say disrespects, I mean the body of the candle closes beneath the bullish fair value gap. Or you could say the body of the candle closes above the bearish fair value gap, right? So like, for example, you've got this bearish fair value gap here, and this bullish candle, the body of it closed above the bearish fair value gap. That gap is now disrespected, right? Same way over here. Bullish fair value gap, right? I just told you. Market structure shift. Boom. It's looking really good. What else do we have up here, right? You've got an external buy side liquidity to target. Buy side liquidity to target. What else do you have? Oh, you guessed it. More buy side liquidity to target, right? So, I mean, this is a textbook model. You come down, swing low, swing high, back down, displace, retest the fair value gap, and then you come up here and you take all of these externals. This is what I wanted to see today, right? If you follow along right here, you've got your swing low, right? Your lowest low, high, low, displace through it, right? This is your fair value gap. So that equivalent over here is this fair value gap. You retest it, and then I wanted to see us just continue, right? But the moment that this gets disrespected on the 15-minute chart, this whole play is invalid. Erase everything. Gone. Who cares? That doesn't matter anymore. Now what I would be looking for is a displacement move above here, right? So boom, boom, right? Displace, retest, continue. So now once this is disrespected, this fair value gap, I'm hoping we break structure here, right? Break a structure. We leave a fair value gap. We retest the fair value gap. I can dig into the 1 minute right here and target this buy side liquidity up here that we created during London session. So actually I'm targeting London high is what I would have been doing. And it would have been a beautiful trade, but guess what? That is, I mean, it sucks to suck because look exactly what happens, right? We did what I wanted, right? I just predicted that. Well, I mean, I guess I did see it earlier, but honestly, I didn't remember what happened. I stopped looking at about noon today, but we ended up coming up through here. We created this break of structure fair value gap, and look at what's happening. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 candles right here have all respected this fair value gap. So at this point, even right now, I mean, it's 3:57. We're outside of my trading window, whatever. But if this were, and it's not, this is a huge thing, time and price. Currently, we don't have time, so you don't have price. Anyways, if this were 9:30 or 9:45 or 10 a.m., I'm taking this long every day of the week. This price action here is just not clean. Look at it. You see what I mean? This is ugly, right? But at the end of the day, you do have this fair value gap. You have this market structure shift. Then you break structure again, right? Bullish. This is holding. This looks really good, but I don't care. I don't trade right now. It is what it is. That's no big deal to me. So moral of the story is I didn't trade today. I sat there during my window. I watched the market. I observed. I wasn't given anything. We didn't respect this fair value gap. Nothing happened. No trade. And I never, not even once, saw this 1 minute chart today because I have to see what I need to see. I have to see my model on the 4 hour, right? I have to see this fair value gap, boom, external, internal, target external again up here, right? I have to see that. And then I drop down to the 15 minute. I have to see my market structure shift. I have to see a fair value gap. I have to see a retest. And until I see all those things, I'm not on the 1 minute chart. And that's that. That's what I think of price today. Going into next week, I'm looking long. Will that happen? I don't know. We'll see. But I'll tell you this much, guys. I started this channel last week. This is only my second week working on this channel. I'm already up to 25 subscribers, and the second video that I uploaded has 300 views. And I've got 2 really positive comments left. And to be honest, I was just using this as a journal for myself to just get on here and speak every day. But I've already, I guess, grabbed some attention, and I don't know how. But I just want to say there may be only 25 subscribers, and I may be doing this just for the fun of it. But hey, thanks. Thank you to anyone that's watched the video. Thank you to anyone that's liked. Thank you to the couple guys that have left positive comments. I hope all of you are doing well on your journey. I hope that if you did trade this week, or if you traded today or yesterday or any other day, I hope it was green. I hope you followed your rules. I hope you stayed disciplined. I hope you have a great Friday night tonight. I hope you have a blessed weekend. Go get some mental resets. Go hang out with some friends. Go hang out with some families. If you drink, go have a couple beers with the boys. That's what I'm doing tonight. Go out there and have a good time. Go out there and have a good night. Go have a good weekend. Come back. We'll see you Monday. And it's been Squire Trades. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed one, guys. We'll see you Monday.